Hello everyone and Triple H, I'm Trevor from the Mark Tank, and this is how I would book John Cena's retirement. So, John Cena makes a surprise appearance at Money in the Bank 2024 and announces his retirement. Well, not really, but he says he's retiring next year. In the press conference afterwards, he said 41 will be his last WrestleMania, but not his last match, as he intends to go right through the end of 2025, working between 30 and 40 dates. It'd be very easy to book a simple retirement tour where Big John works with some of the younger talent, wins his 17th World Championship, and then has a nice happy retirement match against Randy Orton where they hug in the ring a la the end of an era match. But I think we can do something a lot bigger and more meaningful for that. John deserves it, but Randy Orton's still a key player. Of course he is, he has to be. He's John Cena's greatest rival, and they're the two men that defined their era. But we'll get back to the Viper later. First, let's start booking John Cena's final run using the build-up to this year's SummerSlam. So John Cena comes out on Monday Night Raw, and he talks about how much he loves the business and the fans and how thankful he is for his career and all that. Everything you'd expect from a John Cena retirement tour promo. But there's one thing left I have not done, and I feel like I haven't done everything I need to do if I leave right now. He says this as everyone thinks about him breaking Ric Flair's record, but he says, no, I'm not talking about a 17th World Championship reign. Even though Michael Cole loves to put me over, Ric Flair is the greatest of all time, and we should leave memories alone, which is something Cena has said in an interview before. I've had my time with the World Championship. I think Cody Rhodes is a great face for our business. I've been WWE Champion before. No, see, what I haven't done is win the Intercontinental Championship. Me. Super Cena is not even a Grand Slam champion. So I'm here to lay down a challenge. And he is interrupted by AJ Styles. And hopefully it's not that deaf rebel AJ Styles, but the old phenomenal one. They don't want none. See, the AJ Cena trilogy of 2016 and 17 were, in my opinion, the best in-ring work of Cena's career. AJ Styles is later in his career, but has also been on a great run as a heel in 2024, including 2 bangers with Cody Rhodes. He's a perfect first match back for John. AJ comes out and says, no, John, see, this is the problem I have with you. In fact, this is the problem everybody in that locker room has had with you for 20 years. You do whatever you want, and then you get to walk out on Monday Night Raw and demand a championship match, and the higher-ups give it to you because they know you'll sell them a lot of t-shirts. This is an easy story to build for SummerSlam where, surprisingly, AJ Styles wins clean. Yep, Big Match John starts out his return tour on a loss. In fact, that's our initial storyline. In recent years, Cena has done nothing but lose. Austin Theory, Solo, Roman Reigns, The Fiend, and now AJ Styles again. In his next promo, he addresses this honestly. He says, look, I'm 47 years old. I put my body through war and hell for 20 years, and I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling it. I've been away for years, and I'm sorry that I've not given you all the performances that you deserve. But, insert motivational John Cena never give up speech here, I will get better, yeah. John Cena spends the next couple months at each premium live event and even a couple special episodes of Raw open challenging young talented wrestlers, cutting promos saying he believes through hard work he can get back to where he needs to be and win the Intercontinental Championship and round off his career as a Grand Slam champion. He faces guys like Carmelo Hayes and Grayson Waller and Gunther, and at first he continues to fall short. He loses his first few matches, each time looking defeated, but then having a rah-rah promo where he says, I will not give up. He does Instagram videos of his hard work and training, and he finally gets his first win and a huge babyface pop by defeating Dominic Mysterio. Then he chains together a couple more wins and great matches with guys like Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, LA Knight. Really anyone you want to have a match with John before he retires, you can start throwing at him. This series of one-off matches gets us to the end of 2024. And now it's time for the real storylines to begin. As he promised, John enters the 2025 Royal Rumble, but he does not win it. But it's a great opportunity for an iconic stare-down with CM Punk, and then John Cena being eliminated by Logan Paul. But after picking up yet another big victory on Raw against a high-level opponent like, say, Solo, he grabs the mic and cuts a promo, saying he feels better than he's ever felt, but he does not forget that when he came back, one man told him he has to earn it. AJ Styles, if you want some, come get some. Big Match John beats AJ Styles at the Elimination Chamber, and now he's finally done enough to earn that Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania. His opponent is Chad Gable, John Cena, Chad Gable, the Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable deserves to be champ by this time. As far as how he gets there, that's for another booking video. Cena's star-making feud was with Kurt Angle, so it feels perfect to work with Pert Gable. John Cena wins the Intercontinental title at his last ever WrestleMania, becoming a Grand Slam champion, and what a feel-good moment for the fans there in Vegas. After Mania, John Cena defends his title, perhaps in a series of open challenges as another nice callback to one of the best runs of his career. He faces guys like Seth Rollins, who he has a history with, Sheamus, who he has a history with, and Logan Paul, who would just make for an interesting match in this little run. This lasts until SummerSlam, where Cena puts over a young talent for the last time in his career. He loses the title to Braun Breaker, who's now a star in the business. You'll notice one person that I have not had Cena feud with during this run is CM Punk. Honestly, their history is so perfect that I don't want to mess with it. I'm just not sure how they could live up to their past in a believable way since we all know they're good friends now. However, in the fall of 2025, I would book a pay-per-view match where Cena and Punk tag team for a feel-good win over, say, The Miz and John Morrison. Yes, I couldn't book Cena's last run without one more promo battle with The Miz, who is underrated as far as Cena's all-time opponents go. So, now we've gotten to October of 2025, and everybody knows that we're in the last few months of Cena's career. John Cena comes out on Raw, and he says, "I know when I returned, I said the last thing I needed to do was become a Grand Slam champion. But over this last year, I've worked so hard, and I've hung in there with the best of them, and I still feel like I have enough left in the tank. I am going after my 17th World Championship." Now, before we continue, we have to go backwards in time and tell the other half of this story. So we go back to SummerSlam 2024. Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa due to a returning Roman Reigns, along with the Usos and Paul Heyman, who stop the other members of the new bloodline from interfering on Solo's behalf. On an episode of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes comes out asking who wants a shot at the championship, and he's answered by his friend Randy Orton. This match is built as a match between two faces, former friends. We don't need a Orton heel turn. We don't need Cody to become Homelander. This is a match between two guys who respect each other. So Cody Rhodes accepts the match out of respect for his former mentor. The two men shake hands, and the match is set. At their match, Samantha Irvin is introducing the new champion. The American Nightmare! Boom. RKO out of nowhere. The match has not started. Randy Orton has that 2009 evil look in his eye. His head is shaved bald. The crowd goes wild as they realize this is it. This is the return of heel Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes is a fighting champion, and after pulling himself up to his feet in a rage, with the ref saying he's going to call this off, he tells the ref, "No, ring the bell." Cody puts up a valiant fight, even after being blindsided. At the end of the match, Randy hits another RKO. Cody kicks out. The Viper has that look in his eye as he slithers back to a corner. And as our brave champion tries to push himself back off the ground, Randy Orton hits a punt for the first time in years, and we have a new champion. Cody Rhodes is out of action, and Randy Orton, the apex predator, is on top of WWE again. But he's no longer the legend killer, he is a killer legend. He goes out of his way to seek out any young star that he sees as a threat to his dominance, and he punts them into a multi-month absence. Randy holds the title until the Royal Rumble, where he loses it in a dream match to The Rock. Thanks to interference from the new bloodline, this sets up The Rock vs. Roman at WrestleMania 41 for the title that it was all originally about. At the same WrestleMania, Randy Orton has a grudge match with Cody Rhodes, and here, Cody Rhodes can get his win back over the Viper. A few months later, Randy Orton wins the Money in the Bank match, which he cashes in a month later at SummerSlam 2025 against Roman Reigns, who beat The Rock for the title, and Roman Reigns doesn't need another super long title reign. Just like that, Randy Orton is now a 16-time world champion. Randy Orton has a short reign before losing the title to someone like Solo or Gunther, or maybe even Jacob Fatu. Doesn't really matter who. Now, here's the unfortunate part in this story is that whoever it is has to vacate the title shortly after that. So it could be due to a kayfabe injury, which is kind of cheesy booking that I don't like. Perhaps it's somebody like Jacob Fatu, who after assaulting an employee on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown because he's insane, gets threatened with suspension by Triple H or Adam Pearce. And the Samoan Werewolf is such a psycho, he does it again, and he's suspended from the WWE, and his title is vacated. Regardless, we need a vacated title, and I know it's kind of corny booking, but trust me, it is worth it. So Triple H comes out and he announces a multi-month 16-man tournament to crown a new champion. This is not just some randomly seeded elimination bracket. This is a full-on tournament that starts with pool play, a round robin for qualification and seeding, and the semifinals are held at Survivor Series 2025, and the finals are going to crown a new champion to be held at the final pay-per-view of 2025, which everybody already knows is going to be John Cena's last match. So that's Randy's story. We're back to our boy John here. I didn't forget about you. He has a great run in the tournament, winning his semifinal match against Cody Rhodes at Survivor Series. On the other side of the bracket, Randy Orton wins his semifinal match against Seth Rollins. The match has finally been set. It is John Cena's last match, and of course, it is against Randy Orton. But it is not just some happy send-off. It is not even just for a shot at Cena breaking Ric Flair's record against Orton. It's now a match for a vacant title, where Cena and Orton are both 16-time world champions. So this means one of them will walk out with the 17th. I think this is way better than just having Orton defend a title against Cena for Cena to win his 17th. Even though it took some creative booking to get here, this adds so much more weight. In fact, the last pay-per-view of 2025 is renamed literally to WWE The Greatest of All Time. Whoever wins will break Ric Flair's historic record. Yeah, I know Ric Flair really has more than 17, but we're in kayfabe here. WWE promotes the hell out of this pay-per-view. It is John Cena's last match. It's his time to beat Ric Flair's record, and who better to do it against than Randy Orton, who also has a chance to break the record. John Cena and Ric Flair go on Jimmy Fallon together. They do the media rounds. Randy Orton attacks Ric Flair on an episode of Raw to build heat. John Cena makes it clear that if he wins, he will be vacating the title because he's going to keep his word that he's done at the end of 2025. This is his last match no matter what. I want them to get creative. Leaks online start surfacing with backstage news and rumors about John Cena's win. Maybe even an image pops up with John Cena, 17-time champion, greatest of all time, GOAT merchandise. And then at the event, after a low blow and an RKO and a punt, Randy Orton wins. I know, it's brutal, but in this business, you go out on your back. John Cena is retired by a Randy Orton punt, and Randy Orton cements himself as the biggest heel in wrestling history. The next night on Raw, Randy Orton cuts the best promo of his life, saying he spent 2 decades in John Cena's shadow. And then John ran off to Hollywood while Randy Orton stayed here. And still, people wanted to crown John Cena as the GOAT. I am the greatest of all time. I'm the perfect superstar. It's in my blood. I'm the apex predator. I am the legend. And I ended the career of the Golden Boy. The boos rain down. John Cena's career is over. Mega heel Orton can use this heat to put over the next young babyface of the company at WrestleMania 42. I don't know, Kevin Owens' son or something. But that is how I book the final run of John Cena. Book it, Triple H.